Hi, welcome to T&B Living, Coffee and Conversations, where real estate, design, and everyday life come together, helping you love where you live.
Artlist.io.
Hi, this is Trudy Mercy Brown with T&B Living, Coffee and Conversations. And today I am at Coastal Coffee in Somerville, and it's an adorable place. They have a lot of people coming and going today. So we are over here talking about insurance, and I'm with Angela Herndon, and she is with Abri Insurance. And there are a lot of questions that come up about insurance for homeowners, especially if you haven't bought a home before, or even if you own a home, what homeowner insurance is like today, including flood insurance, the things you need to think about if you're moving and buying another house. And so Angela is going to share some of her expertise with us today. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So, as far as the homeowner insurance basics are concerned, what does the standard policy usually cover?
So, standard policy will usually cover fire, theft, hurricane, wind, hail, tornadoes, pipe bursts, that kind of stuff. So that's your basic policy.
Okay. And then what else might homeowners need?
So in our area, earthquake can be an issue. So that would be something extra you would want to add on. And flood insurance is another big one that you'd want to take a look at, think about.
Okay. And this is just the regular homeowners insurance.
Correct.
So it's flood insurance and earthquake insurance. So those are extra add-ons?
Yes, you can add them onto your policy.
Okay, but you don't have to have them.
No, correct. It's not required unless you are in a flood zone. Then you would have to have flood insurance. But if you're not in a flood zone, you do not have to have it.
Okay, and that brings up a lot of questions about flood zones in the Charleston area, because there are like 3 different levels of flood zones. There's lower, which is X, and then there's moderate, and then there's high. So do you have to have flood insurance even if it's just the lowest level?
You don't, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to look into it. We saw this last year with Helene. People in western South Carolina, western North Carolina, they all of a sudden have floods that they've never had a flood before, and a lot of them don't have the coverage. So in that case, it's out of pocket to do any repairs.
Okay, that's good to know. And then what's the difference between replacement cost and actual cash value with an insurance policy?
So,
like if somebody had a catastrophe and they had to replace everything,
yes,
would that all be covered by the insurance?
So that's a great question. So the difference between actual cash value and replacement cost, probably the easiest way to describe it is like, think of your car. You buy your car and you pull it off the lot and it automatically depreciates. And as the years go on, it depreciates more and more. Well, that's your belongings too in your house. So they're going to depreciate. If you have actual cash value, let's say you have a 20-year-old refrigerator in your house and you have something happen that you need to replace all your appliances. Well, that 20-year-old refrigerator, if you have actual cash value, you're going to get $50 for it maybe. So I always recommend replacement cost value for all of your belongings and replacement cost value for your roof and your home. There are some policies that will let you get actual cash value on your roof. And if you have to replace your roof, that actual cash value will not be nearly enough for you to get a new roof. So those are definitely things I would look at on your policy.
So also I was thinking about if somebody's just taking out home insurance, say they're buying a home for the first time, and they're pinching pennies, there's closing costs, there's down payment, there's all these things, and they may be looking at trying to keep their costs lower just to be able to get into the home. Are these things they can add to their policy at a later time?
So they can, yes. It's usually at renewal time only that you can make increases or add-ons. So, for example, let's say you have a high hurricane deductible. And basically what that means is if a hurricane does damage to your home, that's what's going to be out of pocket from your pocket to before insurance will come and make any repairs. So just to keep it simple, let's say you have a $10,000 hurricane deductible. And if you see that a hurricane's coming this way and you decide you want to lower that, that's not going to work. You have to do it at renewal time because they want to avoid that kind of thing. So,
that makes sense.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you see a hurricane path that's coming our way, you can't just run out and
Correct.
all of a sudden get the hurricane insurance.
Correct. And going back to the flood, same thing with flood insurance. If it's not done at closing, it's a 30-day wait period. So you want to make sure you either do it at closing or do it well before hurricane season. If that's a concern for you, you want to make sure that's in place because you're waiting 30 days otherwise.
Okay.
So, but that's actually, I take that back. So that's with FEMA policies. Those are the ones that are backed by the government. I do have private flood insurance that we can start within a day. And some of those policies I like a little bit better because FEMA does not offer replacement cost on your belongings for their flood policy, whereas a lot of these private flood policies will give you, well, you can add that on. You can have replacement costs for your belongings. You can have loss of use. So if your home is flooded and you can't stay in there while they're repairing it, you have this loss of use that will pay for you to live somewhere else. Whereas the FEMA policies, a lot of times that's when people have to go and get an RV and set it in front of their house while it's getting repaired because there is no loss of use on a FEMA policy. So,
oh, wow. That's a big difference.
yes.
So, what is not covered by homeowners insurance that surprises people that they would think is automatically covered?
Flood is a big one because a lot of times people confuse. So flood insurance is rising water from the ground up. So if a hurricane comes and blows a hole in your roof and you get water in the house from rain, that's not a flood. If a pipe bursts in your house and floods your house, that's not considered a flood. So, but it's if water comes from the ground up, so it could be anything from if you have a pond behind your house and that ends up backing up, or even a gutter. If a gutter's backed up, or not a gutter, I'm sorry, if a drainage ditch, something like that, a drain, a sewer drain. If that backs up and comes into your house, that's a flood. So a lot of people think that that is automatically on your policy. It is not. And then, like I said, earthquake's another one that is something we have in our area that you need to watch out for. So,
okay, that's great to know. That makes a big difference. There's a lot of things that people might not even think about asking.
Right, absolutely.
So, what are the factors that affect the cost of your homeowner's insurance?
So, a lot of carriers look at credit. So that's a big factor. The age of your home is a big factor. Age of your roof is a big factor. So you may have an older home but have a newer roof, and that'll help you out a lot. And then depending on what your deductibles are. So if you go with a higher deductible, your premium is going to be lower. Vice versa, lower deductible, higher premium.
That makes sense. That's sort of like with health insurance too.
Yes, exactly.
So what about the type of construction that your house is? Does that make a difference?
It does, yes. So depending on if you're on a slab or on a crawl space, that can make a difference. The type of roof you have, so you can have 3-tab, which is pretty much your generic shingle. You can have architectural shingle, which are usually rated up to 30 years and 85 mile per hour winds that are one of those. Metal roof is going to be more secure than either of the shingle types, except for when it comes to hailstorms, then they're at risk there. But otherwise, that
does it make a difference if your home is elevated or not?
It does. So definitely on the flood side, if you have an elevated house, obviously you've got a little leeway if the water does rise up. But as far as if you're in an X zone, not too much. It's minimal what the difference is between the slab and the crawl space for premium rates.
Okay. And then are there things that homeowners can do to improve their premium cost?
Yes. So if you do have a new roof, that's always big. if you have, when the new roof is put on, there are certain things you can do. So certain types of braces you can use. You can talk to your roofer that comes and does it, but there's certain things they can add and then give you a mitigation report that when you have that report, you submit it to your insurance agent and they can give you those extra credits for having, this certain type of nails, a certain type of straps, different things that help secure that roof. So that's definitely a big thing. And then, like I said, architectural shingles versus 3-tab. Architectural is going to get you a lower rate versus a 3-tab shingle. So, yeah, definitely little things.
So it sounds like it would make sense if you're going to put on a new roof to your house. You might even want to consult with your insurance agent to find out what the best advantages are in having that roof made.
Yes, absolutely. So I can definitely guide you and get you a quote on what it would be if you had this better roof. So,
and I think a lot of people may not even realize that. What about any other home improvements? Any kind of home improvements you do to your house with remodeling or adding on, or even like we said, just as simple as a new roof. All those things can have an effect on your homeowner's insurance.
Yes, absolutely. One thing we're seeing, which if we have a lot of older homes here, we're in Charleston area, so a lot of historical homes. If you get your plumbing, your HVAC, your electric, and your roof updated, and you have home inspector come out, give you a 4-point inspection, that could significantly make your premiums less. If you get all 4 of those things updated, and they can look like a brand new home to them. Always good to keep that stuff updated, and then if you do make that effort in doing it, go ahead and get the home inspection, the 4-point inspection, because that'll significantly lower your premium.
So even just having the home inspection can help your insurance premium.
It can, yes, yep, absolutely.
So any specific advice for someone buying a house or selling a house? Any special tips when you're in that situation?
I would recommend shopping your insurance. So if you don't have an insurance broker, don't just go to who your parents have always gone to, because it depends. There's so many different things that go into it that a certain carrier just likes this type of house better. So it's better to shop it, with as many as you can. And if you have a insurance broker like myself, then they can do the shopping for you. So it's always good.
So the difference between an insurance agent and an insurance broker is that you have the opportunity to put it out to different companies and different providers.
Correct, exactly. So I can shop it with several different carriers. I don't just work for one carrier. I work for the client. So I'm able to shop and find them the best rate. And we can do that every year. So doesn't cost you anything to shop your insurance each year, which I do for a lot of my clients. It's always good to review with your insurance agent each year, because let's say you did put an addition on your house. Well, if we don't know that the values increased, we might be underinsuring you. So it's always good to have a review once a year and shop your insurance.
That makes perfect sense.
And even new homes, especially new homes, they package it and make everything all pretty and look simple. But even, on the realtor side, if you're going to buy a new home, you better go in with a realtor, because the realtor that's selling you the home is working for that company. They're the builder. They're not working for you. So you should go in there with your own realtor and your own insurance agent and shop it just to see. They might have the best rate on the insurance, but they might not. So it never hurts to shop.
It never hurts to shop. Well, that covers a lot of valuable information for homeowners and for home buyers. And I appreciate you sharing all your knowledge. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you with insurance questions, how would they reach you?
So they can call us. Our number is 843-628-5588. You can go to our website, which is www.abriinsurance. That's ABRI insurance.com. Or you can email me. My email is angela@abriinsurance.com.
Thank you so much, Angela. Angela and I have known each other for a long time. It's been a while since we've seen each other, so it's always good to catch up and keep those relationships going, because it always helps out when we come run into a snaggle or anything pops up during a transaction, it's always good to have an expert to contact and gather information from. So I'm Trudy Mercy Brown with T&B Living, and this is Coffee and Conversations. Thank you for joining.
Artlist.io.